can send me.
Hi everyone, how you guys going? Bill and I always have a chat before starting this. So
Yeah, it was.
how you guys going, everyone? And thank you for watching again. So, Hamvita, how have you been?
Oh, wow. It has been a very busy month. As I was talking to you just before this, that it's been a really, really busy month. I was away most of the time. So I don't know what happened globally. I know there's a lot of political upheaval, but for me, it was a very busy month. I don't know if you guys remember in August, as I said, that it's the time of clearing up your routines and there'll be some kind of clarity which will happen, new opportunities and all that. So I guess for me, externally nothing happened, but internally there was a lot of clarity around where I want to go. And that was interesting because I think I've never had, especially, with career, I never had that kind of, I'm still sitting with it. I'm not making any major move kind of thing. But I guess internally there are certain things, these realizations which happened that clarified certain things for me. So that has been, but I was away all month. So it happened through conversations and just being able to reflect back. I got a lot of time to myself with being away most of the month, yeah, from home. So, yeah, I didn't get a chance, sorry, to see globally what was happening in August because, as I said, I just returned from Sydney. Uh, but I can say it was a busy month. And how about you,
Yeah,
Xenia?
my months was mainly focused on looking for a house and relocating. So I'm now in a new place.
Mm-hmm.
And only Saturday was while I was driving to meet with some friends. I really felt like, oh man, I can now relax for a bit.
Mm.
Like it's been so stressful, not just August in general this year for me.
Mm.
And now I feel like I can let go. Like not even letting go. I can really just have a rest and just and actually enjoy myself and be free for a bit. Now, yeah, the
Mm.
house we managed to get, it's on the water, so it's very calming and healing.
Beautiful.
And interesting enough, when we came to see this house, we were the only one looking at it. So the rental application was again a 24-hour thing. So clearly again meant to be. And while it's ticking lots of the boxes that we were looking at, plus
That's good.
yeah, it's on the water. So I really feel like while it's a temporary home, I now call it my holiday home because it's not perfect. Again, it's temporary, it's great. And
Yeah, and living by the river, it can be really calming. I live by the river, and yeah, it's just a different change of perspective. It's just so healing. Water
yeah,
is
and
so healing.
yeah, I started still decluttering. So whatever I can get rid of now, I don't have to take to my new home once we buy one.
Mm,
And again, focusing on creating good memories, no matter where I am. My focus is to create good memories with the children
beautiful.
and family and friends. And yeah, it's really been this weekend. Yesterday we had friends over, and on Saturday I caught up with some other friends. So now it's like sitting back and relaxing and enjoying myself and fluffing around. So, so
Yeah.
again, I have no idea what happened in August. I only knew about the unrest and all the protests that were happening only 3 days ago. So I have no idea there was stuff happening in Australia. I do know that there's been some earthquakes happening, which we kind of predicted during last time we
Mm,
did the reading because I did see stuff happening with Mother Earth.
mm,
But again, there was nothing to worry about. And I only know about because my house shook the first night I was in this new house. And I was like,
mm.
what's going on? But apart from that, I have no idea what's going on. And I'm happy to move on.
Yeah, I'm happy to
August
move on too.
go
And
and move on
yeah,
to September. Yay! So let's
if we are in
start.
September now, it's the eclipse season. And yeah, as we are moving on, I have actually divided the month into three categories, I would say. So the first one is before the eclipse season, which is the retrograde. So there are two major retrogrades happening. Then the eclipse season. And then after that, there is Mars and Pluto. So this month, if I would say, it's like uh, just like I said, July was clarifying, August there was some movement, and September there is like you will feel that there is more clarity around, a little bit more clarity where you are moving. You will be early month, early 9 days with the retrogrades happening. You might look back and see, oh, the things, maybe a review of what happened. Because I said that this year is mostly about most of the generational planets moving into new signs. So it's like new beginning. But then some of these planets are going retrograde for you to see, look back and see, oh, is there something which is unresolved? Or have I changed and might want to look at it from a different angle? So that would happen. So coming back to today is September 1. Oh, yeah. So today Saturn turns retrograde. So Saturn is retrograde, but it moves back to Pisces. So Saturn, as I said, moved to Aries in May 2025. And it was in Pisces from March 23 to 2025 May. And again today, it moves back to Pisces before it returned to Aries in February 2026, it will return to Aries and then it will not come back to Pisces for 30 years, right? So, making it simpler, Saturn, which is the planet of test, responsibility, and mastery. So, it is like a cosmic review session for Saturn. So this universe is asking you to revisit the chapter which you opened between March 23 and May 2025. So it's asking you to see what were you learning during those years? Where were you being tested emotionally, spiritually, or in your boundaries? Now similar themes or situations which might feel that familiar energy might return and you might say, oh, not again. But it's not there to punish you, but just for you to see how far you have come, what you have become through this Saturn in Pisces. So, Saturn here, before it moves back to Aries in February 26, it just wants you to ensure that those lessons are fully integrated into your life because it's not going to come back in 30 years, right? So, I will be really old. I don't know what would happen at that time. So it's the last visit before Saturn's move on for the good. So loose ends, if there are any from those 2 years, will come to surface. Old emotional contracts may need closure. So this is the time I would say ask yourself, will you repeat the same choices or will you apply the wisdom you have earned? I'll repeat. Will you repeat the same choices or will you apply the new wisdom you have learned in 2 years? So, obviously, this cycle, or if your personal planets are there, you will feel it more. It's more personal to you. Or if you are in Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, you would have felt this transit more and you will feel it more as the lessons will come back in your life for you to re-examine them. So this is Saturn retrograde, which will Saturn in Pisces, which will go up till February 2026. So um, it's a slow thing. It will happen until it's not just 1 day thing. Astrology doesn't happen on 1 day. It's like a shift which happens. And then on September 6th, oh my goodness, we're in September 6th, the Uranus is going to turn retrograde in Gemini, 1 degree Gemini, and then it enters into Taurus on November 7th. Last leg in Taurus before it finally moves to Gemini in April 2026. For I don't think so, it will return in a lifetime back to Uranus. So in Gemini or Taurus, it will not return back in a lifetime, I think. So Uranus entered in Gemini in 2019. So again, like Saturn, think of this retrograde as a cosmic reframe. So Uranus, we all know, is like this sudden flashes of light, a jolt that wakes you up. But when it turns retrograde, this lightning move inward. So instead of an outward things happening for you to shift, the change is in your inner wiring. So you might have some sudden realizations, like you're walking into a room you have been 1,000 times and noticing a hidden doorway. Oh, I never noticed it before. So it's not going to be like this suddenly your life, falling apart overnight, for you to learn something. It's much slower, steadier, and more sustainable. So if this shifts which were happening since 2019 in whatever area of your life, and you have been resisting it, there will be some realization where you might ask yourself, where have you been resisting your own evolution in Uranus? What rules and what things were being shown to you and you're resisting it? What rules have you been following that no longer make sense? So these realizations will come for you to make sense of who you are becoming. So though it will happen from September 6th to September 6th, it might feel a bit more heavier. There may be tension and predictability, or a sense of if something is shifting, I don't know what it is, right? But once you adapt to this new perspective, you'll realize it's been clearing space for something far more authentic. So, going back to this retrogrades, both these retrogrades also have a bigger purpose in 2025 astrology. So, like this fresh start I spoke to you about in earlier episodes, like these generational planet moving in new signs. So this is the final months of the year. Many of these planets, including Uranus and Saturn, not Pluto, Saturn's and Uranus, they will regress, like a review, a last chance to gather wisdom, close chapters from the previous cycle, and release outdated patterns to start the new cycle. So, and that after that, it will enter into the eclipse season. So, September, most of this podcast would be about eclipses, but this is before the eclipse. So, over to you. What do you see in the cards, Xenia?
Okay, let's have a look at just generally those what advice do we have around both retrogrades, and then let's have a look
Yeah,
if we need to go more deeper with.
yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look. One message here for us with regard to the retrogrades happening this month. Okay. Definitely, we're being asked to open our minds and things outside the box with this one. Okay, so master, we also need to realize that we need to be a master of our thoughts. So whatever goes into our heads and the way we speak to people. So communication. Okay, again, I feel like we still keep getting the Empress, which I feel like the energy will affect Mother Earth once again, like we saw last month. Okay, yes. We're also being asked to let go of the past, being the Six of Cups in reverse. We really need to break free from past patterns. Yeah, okay. The King of Wands, again, it's really earthy energy here. Um, hmm, the Moon card. Okay. I just want to have a look at it all of it. Okay. Okay, when I'm looking at all of it all together, I really feel those retrogrades. Please be aware that while you're being asked to let go of the past, don't feel like you're losing anything. Okay, because again, because of this king and this ace, I feel like there's going to be new ideas, new ways, new thoughts that and that's where we ask to think outside the box that are there for you, for your, so you can be more hopeful and more ready for the new future ahead. Okay, so you don't feel like if you're letting go of the past, then you are losing. You are at a loss, because you are not. Okay, now definitely please have a look at what thoughts and limiting beliefs you have coming in, because most of them I feel like they are coming in from a very, very, very subconscious level that you might not be aware of. But again, we're being asked to don't be scared of those. Okay, and yeah, I think a lot of it is going to be very underneath secret and lies, or things that we are not really, we don't even know about it, will come to the surface during those retrogrades. However, I'm saying again, don't be afraid of it, because somehow you will have new ideas or new ways of communicating, or maybe talking to someone, which will allow you to move forward in a direction that is more positive and enlightened somehow. Anything else? Yeah, again. Yes. Again, I feel like the um I feel like these retrogrades are giving us an opportunity to let go of patterns where we we're like when the Queen of Swords comes in reverse, it represents someone that is that uses their authority and their way of speaking and thinking to dominate others. But during these retrogrades, they are asking, open your heart and let go of those patterns. Anything else? Yeah, again, I feel like we're being asked to really let go and work on those energies that are bringing people down or bringing us down.
Thank you. Thank you. This is really powerful, what you shared in the cards. It is about retrogrades, is definitely, because it's a review session, it's definitely about letting go from the previous cycle, because in astrology, everything happens in cycles, and there are these themes which emerge for you to become the better version of yourself and not to be in the default mode. As I always say, true enlightenment, I don't believe in this 5D, and I believe that the true enlightenment comes when you can consciously choose what you want to be in any given moment rather than being on default mode. That is for me, because we have the entire cosmos within us. So we can be anything in a given moment instead of just being a limited version of ourselves.
Yeah, I really
And
feel
that's,
the cards were really saying that they're wanting us to break from old ways
mm,
and people and things, but don't be upset about it. Don't feel like are a loss. Also
mm,
to be nice to ourselves and others and open our heart.
mm,
The Queen of Swords in reverse is completely opposite, not just the Queen up
mm,
high, but the King that we saw. So we're really being asked to think outside the box, open your mind, knowing that universe will be supporting you with that
yeah,
Ace of Swords and the Star. Will be
yeah,
absolutely support, and the planets are there. These transits are absolutely there to support you
mm,
in your transition in becoming more aware of what's limiting you with the moon and the nine of swords. You
mm,
know, all those limiting beliefs that are really coming from your subconscious. So don't be scared, because the planets will be there to support you. That retrograde is really there to support you during this transition. And don't be afraid if you are letting go of people or things or emotions, because it's time to.
yeah, sure, sure. Thank you so much, Xenia. So now, as I said that we are going to move, this month is big because of the eclipses. And if you follow astrology, you have been following it for a while, you already know that for any astrologer, eclipses are the most important times of the year. And they are not just these astronomical events, but they are pivotal cosmic turning points for globally and personally as well. So I just thought that um, I'll talk a little bit about what eclipses are. We hear about it, but just give an understanding of what eclipses are. So scientifically or astronomically, solar eclipse, and we know what solar eclipse and lunar eclipse are. Solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between the earth and sun, temporarily blocking its light. And the lunar eclipse occurs when the earth comes between the sun and moon, and that casts a shadow over the moon. So in astrology, if you say, gives us a chance. It's a turning point. These are like shaking points, because solar eclipse, lunar eclipse always occur along the nodal axis, the points where the moon path crosses the sun's apparent path in the sky. So these are like mathematical points, and south node and north node are really important in a reading, because the south node speaks out of where you have come from. It's not a planet, of course, not an asteroid, but it's a mathematical point. But it talks about where you have come from, your past patterns, the skills and comfort zones. And north node is where you are heading towards your soul's growth, your future, your strength, your destiny. So lunar eclipse and solar eclipse always happens on the nodal axis, close to the nodes. So until for last 2 years, we were in the nodal axis of Aries and Libra, wherever it is. So it was activating the themes of those houses where your Aries and Libra was, the self and relationships, independence and partnership. It was from July 2023, your identity versus your connection. So all these eclipses, whenever they happened, there was this shakeup which happened if you have personal planets around that axis. So sometimes it would have happened during eclipse gently, like a nudge. Other times, something like a strike, something really shook you, and pulled the carpet underneath you. So they per, propels us towards growth, and these shifts happen globally and collectively and personally as well. And if they are in near personal planets, it would be, you might have felt it strongly. So now the nodal axis is shifting from Aries Libra to Pisces Virgo. So I would say the axis Pisces, I'm trying to make you understand in a more simpler way. So the axis which shifted from Aries Libra to Pisces Virgo. So now all these eclipses would happen in Pisces and Virgo. So this is the third um, lunar eclipse in Pisces and Virgo. The first one happened on September 2024. Then it happened on March 2025. But at that time, the nodal axis was still in Aries and Libra. So one eclipse was in Pisces Virgo and another one was in Aries Libra. So it was like a transition phase for us. March 2025 and September 2024, where Aries Libra themes were closing and the new themes were emerging. So it was like a shift was happening, but you were not able to see it clearly what shift was there. So this time, both the eclipses are in Pisces and Virgo because in January, the nodal axis shifted to Pisces and Virgo. So wherever if you have personal planet in Pisces and Virgo, you will feel that shift a lot. Like I'm feeling it like to the core. And if you don't have, you will feel it more gently, that shift. But it's always about, nudging towards your whatever your destiny is. Another thing which I want to tell you is because astrology happens in cycle, eclipses are never random. They link back to the past cycle. So look back what happened in 2006, 2088, 2006 to 2008. My life changed at that time. And 1987 and 1989, again, very important. I was really young, but I don't have a memory of it, but I know the things happened at that time. So, what chapters began for you at then? What ended? For me, as I said, 2026, 2028 was a complete life makeover, a time my world restructured in ways I fully understand it until later. So I know these eclipses are going to repeat the cycles. So look back for those times. How was how was your year? What happened? As eclipses, you can't always predict. That's why astrologers say don't manifest in eclipse season. Manifest before in full moon, new moon, but don't do your regular rituals in eclipse season because it will stop the universe. It will not stop, but you will be more confused because you might want something which is more conditioned, but the universe is nudging you something somewhere else. So it will confuse the universe. So never, never, ever manifest during eclipse season. They bring events naturally that play out over 6 months following the cycle. So it will be a nudge or a sudden change, but when you look back to the 2 years, you will know what exactly happened. But in the eclipse, you will not know exactly what's happening. When it has passed, the pair has passed, you can actually look back and see how much it has shifted. One of my favorite things to do, I'm a journal person. I write a lot, like what is happening every day. I write down what if there were new revelations, what happened around me. But during eclipse, I have a separate journal. I write down the events, feelings, and synchronicities that happened around each eclipse. Over times, that maps my growth. So I can really look back and say, oh, that's how it all connected. And when I look back, the full cycle has completed, I can see like the threads. So this is my explanation of what eclipse is. I really wanted to explain everyone what eclipses are before we enter into eclipse season. So before you start the cards, Xenia, I just thought that I'll just give you a little snapshot of two eclipses. So the September 7 lunar eclipse in Pisces at 15 degree. Obviously, if you have planets in Gemini, Cancer, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, or any nodal point, you will feel it personally. But for any house, if you will have a house in those areas, this is like a heart shaker of the month, a deeply emotional turning point. They are like supercharged full moons. They will illuminate truths, bring long brewing matters to head, and close chapters. Full moon, close chapters. Lunar eclipse, close chapters. In Pisces, so whatever is no longer in alignment, whether it's relationships, work path, habits, wherever your Pisces and Virgo are, or inner narratives you have outgrown, let go. Let go with grace. Because it's eclipse, endings may come suddenly, like a wave crashing over the shore, or settling like a gentle tide. Either way, the purpose is the same, to make space for something more spiritually and emotionally aligned, which is the theme of lunar eclipse always. So, one small thing is the Jupiter, which is forming trine with the node. So, it will be more gentle and you will feel like there are potential blessings might arise. Even in the moments of loss or uncertainty, there's a quiet reminder for you, like a blessing. So you might feel, oh, this actually what happened, it was a blessing, right? Because it moved me to, so it's like it steered me towards a deeper purpose and growth. So you will feel like a blessing, might you feel like, if you are really aware. But there might be closing of chapters. And September 21, there is a solar eclipse in Virgo at 29 degree. So Pisces lunar eclipse clearing, solar eclipse, new moon, super new moon. Please don't manifest. Eclipses are not to manifest. It's a karmic reset button. So there will be opportunity to set intentions. Like you will have opportunity in the sense like things will come to you and you can see it clearly, but not manifesting it. But you can set the intentions. So, Virgo, as I said, it's detail, discipline, and discernment. So, you can ask yourself, with whatever you are seeing around you, what practical steps I would like to take, right? Which will anchor the changes we have been dreaming about. So, after that emotional tide, Virgo energy, you might want to organize, plan, not manifest, but you might think about, oh, these changes have happened, how I want to organize these changes. So it's not just a beginning, it is a beginning backed by fate. So finally, how you can navigate eclipse season, expect the unexpected. New information often comes to light around eclipses. Avoid making any decisions in the week before or after an eclipse. Very, very, very important. Eclipse season is not to make any decision. Keeping a journal, very important, because when you look back after the nodal cycle, you will see what things were shown to you during eclipse. And remember, in the eclipse season, whatever leaves now is not a loss, it's a course correction. Very important to always keep that in mind. In eclipse, whatever leaves is not a loss. So, I would say eclipse season is here to help you release what's no longer and build new structures. It's like a nudge. That's why eclipses are very important. It likes a nudge from the universe to recalibrate yourself towards your destiny. So this is my snippet on what eclipses are. I hope I was clear enough for you to understand, and I'll hand it to Xenia. Show us the cards. What is it saying?
Let's have a look. So we have two, one on the 7th and one on the 21st, right?
Yes.
Let's have a look. For the one on the 7th, we have one flying out, which is that one.
Ooh, wanting to come out.
Okay, let's have a look. What message we have passed for the 7th? Yeah, definitely. Okay, so the first eclipse happening on the 7th, we're definitely being told or nudged towards that um, we are going to be getting a glimpse of what's ahead. And do not worry about the fact that it is going to be a new beginning. Okay. For some reason, it's very, very important for us, though, to know exactly what we want out of the future, though, because the Seven of Wands does represent someone that know what they want and they stay in their ground for, and no matter who is coming in their way, say, oh, no, you shouldn't do this, no, you shouldn't do it that way, what are you doing, etc., etc. No, you need to know and have a very clear idea of what you want. So do your set your intentions, like Anvita said. You can always set your intentions, and you're gonna get a glimpse of what's to come. But they're saying to you not to worry for whatever you are going to be leaving behind, because it is going to be a new beginning. Now, again, it is important on this, though, please be aware that you might become quite emotional or feeling sad and upset. Hence, the need to make sure that you do master your emotions. So be aware of them and let them pass through. Okay, that's what a master of emotion is. You don't act upon it, you just observe them and let them go through you. Yeah. Because for some reason this the first eclipse we might become a bit unstabilizing, like you might feel not very centered, or things around you might not be centered, and you might feel like you're losing your balance in your day-to-day life. So pay attention to and be aware of it, and at the same time we're being asked to be patient with that transit and the energy of it. Be patient in our day-to-day life and make sure that you take care of yourself. Okay, so it looks like it might be quite emotional and you will feel it in your day-to-day life. So please take care of yourself during that period around the 7th of September. Now, let's have a look if this message is similar. And again, this one was the first that came out with that, which definitely represents about being nice to yourself. Take it nice and slow on that day. Now let's have a look what they say for the 21st. What message you has for us for the second eclipse happening this month? Same card.
Same card.
The same card. Again, yes. So definitely we're being asked again. Communication might be slow, or I don't know what else might happen where things might be slowed down. Again, focus on a brighter future. There might be also things coming out of the blue when we are not expecting. So be aware of those ones as well. It could even be emotional stuff happening, coming that we were like, okay, where is this coming from? Again, make sure that you know what you're standing for and changes. If before we had the death card of transformation, now we have the tower card, there will be unexpected changes. So please know what your values are and what you stand for. And again, we're being asked not to stress about the changes that are coming our way during eclipse season. I feel like know your worth, know what you stand for, and also know who you are, know what your talents are and what gift you bring to your communities. Because I feel like we might be, yeah, okay. So I feel like you're really, really asked to know who you are and what's your worth during this period of the second eclipse. And stay with it, stay with that knowing, while at the same time, make sure that you are aware of your limiting beliefs and you move away from it. Any questions, Invita, about this? I know our viewers cannot ask questions right now, but if you have any question, please put them in the comment box.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
answer those.
I guess you have really summarized the eclipses really well, because yes, eclipses are about letting go and, be ready for the new. And like the nudge, I say, the universe, it could be a kick or a nudge. It depends on how much you're listening. So, but it's definitely, I would say it's like a course correction, if you have been not listening to the nudges, it eclipses comes and it correct the course, it recalibrate you on your path, realign you on your path. That's why for astrologers, eclipses, and it's globally as well, it's not just personally. Obviously, we are microcosm of the macrocosm, the collectively and personally, eclipses do correct the course for all of us. Anyways,
I wanted to
one
say one more
quick.
thing, Amvira, sorry. I feel like because we got the same card twice, few cards came out twice for both eclipses, and the first one was the Three of Wands. I really feel like despite all, and you might be feeling down, or you might feel upset, or you might feel like you're a loss or whatever, that three really represents a bright future ahead. So please, despite all, don't forget to visualize yourself or feel it or whatever it is that you do. Just please know that the future is still bright. Okay, still don't forget that you are creators and that you can make your future as bright as you can visualize it or imagine it or write it down on your book or whatever it is that you're using, whatever tools you are using. Okay, just let that period settle. Know your worth, know what you're capable, know that you have lots of talents and gifts to put out there. Don't feel like because it might be an unstabilizing time where there's transformation and change, take you off from knowing that the future is bright.
Mm. And Xenia, that brings, because I said that this month I want to divide into three sections, but it also reminds me that around the same time of the lunar eclipse on September 13th, between the lunar and the solar eclipse, the Mercury goes Kazimi. The Mercury Kazimi means the Mercury actually enters the sun. So it's the same degree, right? Close to the minute. Mercury basically sits in Kazimi, in the sun, in the king's chamber. So Mercury, when it is conjunct sun, um, it gets burned. But when it sits in the chamber of the sun and also in the sign Virgo, which is the ruler of Mercury, it amplifies rather than burned. And it is conjunct the North Node. So what you're saying about knowing your worth, September 13th, Mercury is turning Kajimi. So this is like, I would say, you will feel that you have all the wisdom. You have earned, you have already earned, you have the tools to navigate this. You will have this flash of mental brilliance, a download of insight, or a moment of understanding. You will suddenly see the truth, find the perfect rates. You will feel so. Mercury 13 really, September 13 really invites you to tap into those skills and the self worth you're talking about, the memories and the patterns, um, and use them for that steady foundation. So, as you're navigating the changes which are happening, you also have this opportunity to tap into your wisdom, tap into the skills which you have mastered, I believe, in the past life or this life. And that would really help you because Mercury is giving you the support um, to use those skills which you have learned and earned and the blessing. So because the South Node is involved in Mercury Kazimi, it's hearing from, like, because we develop self-worth, right? So that is something. South Node represent the skills we already have through our all these lives. um, so it's not just letting go. The things which don't serve letting go is a South Node, but it's also the skills which we have learned in all our lives and this life. So those skills are here. You can utilize them. So that is really brings what you are sharing about the self-worth. Mercury Kazimi is giving us that opportunity. So the third section of um, the September is Mars. So Mars changes sign every other. So I Mars entered in Scorpio, which is easy. Mars entered in Libra last month. This month is Scorpio, but Mars in Scorpio is really, really powerful because Mars, in traditional astrology, Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. So in Scorpio, Mars hunts with purpose. Mars is no longer impulsive or scattered. It doesn't like Libra as much. It's very concentrated, precise, and relentless. So from now until November 2025, we will become really laser focused, motivated, not half-hearted, not very diplomatic like the Mars was in Libra. We are magnetic, passionate, and empowering. So Mars in Scorpio is again giving us these tools to utilize to make a different choice and really walk towards our destiny where we are meant to go. So in Scorpio, it is also beneath the surface. So it will be like, it's an exalted or excellent energy for deep work, healing, tackling challenges with determination. But another thing which happens after Mars enters in Scorpio is Mars square Pluto. This is also very interesting because it's the close of the cycle of Mars Scorpio, Mars Pluto conjunction. So again, as I say, astrology happens in cycles. So in 2000, and I forgot the date, what date was 2000 and this is interesting. So the Mars entered Scorpio in a 2-year cycle, Mars Pluto cycle in 2023. Actually, Pluto and Mars sky cycle started, and it was it was in Pluto in Aquarius. So you might have felt that, there's like this, it was February 14, 2024. So that conjunction started. So it was the very first in our lifetime in this degree and sign. So it's like it's a new cycle which started. So there was this change. You started feeling something since February 14, 2024. And then those three oppositions which happened in November 3, January 3, 2025, November 3, 2024, January 3, 2025, and April 27, 2025. So there might have been these tensions globally and personally, which might have happened in your life if Mars and Pluto are really touching your planets. So you might have felt like this power dynamics personally in your life, you know. You might have been forced to confront a suppressed desire externally or internally in your professional or relational way, calling you to reshape or reclaim your passion or power. All that would have happened since, think about it, going backward from February 2024, when it was conjunct, up till now, what things happened. So I would ask you to look at the dates: February 14, 2024, November 3, 2024, January 3, 2025, and April 27, 2025. Now that cycle is closing in Mars, same degree where the cycle started, 0 degree Capricorn, Aquarius. It's again, the cycle is closing at 0 degree Aquarius with Mars square Pluto. So it is asking you to make a different choice, right? We are in this phase, it's in a pressure cooker phase, I would say. Before it conjunct in a new sign, how will you integrate what you have learned through the battles, through the conflicts, through the stress? How will you act differently this time? So oppositions were like a wake up call. Square is like a adulting. You have become an adult, right? So you have to see the situation from a new perspective. Now choose what you are building from here. It can definitely stir up power struggles. Pluto and Mars are not easy planets. It definitely stirs up power struggles, fears, situations where neither side wants to give up, temptations, winning at all cost. But the deeper invitation is to notice why you feel the need to control the outcome so tightly. The square is your make it or break it moment. Use the intensity for transformation. What you have learned so far through all these conflicts which happened since February 2024 in the areas where it was there, it's not destruction. Handle this energy very consciously. It can really help you burn away old patterns, force long overdue changes, and give you the courage to face something you have avoided so far. But if left unchecked, Mars, Pluto, it can be really explosive, manipulative, and it can go out of hand really, really fast. It can cause destruction very fast. But whatever you have learned, you can apply it and make it transformation. So that's the Mars Pluto cycle, which happens every 2 years in the signs, in the houses, wherever your energy is. So that's my end of September, and I would say. And if you have any questions or the cards, I don't know. What do you see?
Let's have a look what they are telling us about Mars and Pluto. Let's have a look. Oh, one is flying. Oh. Let's see. Watch that space.
Watch the space. I know,
Watch that
right?
space. Watch
Sometimes
the
when
space,
okay,
and
I'm
I
like, there's
wonder
so
if
much happening. I don't know. This year has been crazy.
that space. I wonder if they're even asking us to watch what's happening around the world,
Mm,
overseas. I wonder if they're also saying to us, watch that space during those the last days in September and watch what's happening outside your
mm.
country. Well, let's have a look what else.
There is no dull moment in since July. up until June or July, we were feeling, oh, everything is stuck. Now it's like, oh my goodness, everything is fast paced.
Now, look, I feel like time is moving fast. It's not moving as fast as I want in the things I want.
Well,
What can you do? I mean, it's already September. Um, Again, we one of the cards that we kept getting the whole time is this five.
mm,
Feels like some of us will feel disappointment or sadness or other emotional loss of some reasons because there's going to be some kind of new beginning or we're starting to plant the seeds for what's to come after September. Um, so again, just make sure that you do know what you're worth, what you're bringing to the plate, and you do rely on your communities and the people that you have around you that do um do support you for the right reasons. Okay. Now, again, they are saying to us during this transit, watch for lies and deceits. Because I feel like there might be lies and deceits around you. And at the same time, if you don't know what's happening around you, just be very, very, very discerning. Only take what resonates. Because again, I feel like either we are let down by people in our community, or they're asking you just watch what you're worth as well. But um, I feel like things are going to be moving even faster. Or
eclipse.
yeah, or we are being prompted because of the energy inside us to make fast decisions. But again, be careful because I don't know, there might be, you need to be very discerning before you go and make those fast decisions or you talk without thinking. Um,
I always say eclipses when the month of the eclipse, just leave the decision for next month. Don't make any
yeah.
fast, impulsive decision in eclipse season because things you are emotionally, high at this time, riding a high wave, and things are happening around you. So don't do it quickly.
Yeah,
Just
again,
observe.
somehow I feel like the end of the month with Mars doing what it needs to do, I feel like you might really be asked to stay in the middle and really assess the duality of what's happening around you. Okay.
Mm,
And I would even wonder if some of us will maybe tap more into downloads and their psychic abilities, or there might be secret and lies coming to the surface because of the high priestess. But at the same time, you are asked to be stay positive and strong because you can do it. It's a time where we might actually see coming into reality the things that we've been wanting to manifest. And again, the chariot as well. They're in general, they're beautiful cards, but I'm just saying to you guys, during the last days of the month, please be aware of lies, deceits, know who you should be surrounding yourself with. And if you feel the impulse of making decisions or starting arguments, please maybe refrain from it because I also feel like it's Mars. Mars wants to just go and do it. Yeah, maybe
yeah.
just think about
It
it.
just wants to prove the point. It's like,
That's
do
right.
it
It's
my way or
again,
highway.
that's right. They're saying to us, no, 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 hold back and just watch. Don't make any stands, don't do it, because there's a lot going on, like from the emotional side to the talking side. There's all the cards are here pretty much. We got wands, we got swords, we got cups. But I feel like this month, some people will find, they might be upset and disappointed by what's going on around them and within them. So you're being asked, just watch, don't make any decision, don't do anything. You might be disappointed because of things that are coming to the surface. So take the time to watch and assess before doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. Like I would say, if we are closing this month, I would say this month is not to take any impulsive decision. And as you said, watch and observe and stay awake. I would say grounded and intentional, in whatever is happening around you. September and the eclipse season is asking us to integrate, release, and act, you know, because whatever revelations has been happening, so it is the time to just watch it and see. And once this eclipse season September goes, use this energy on the revelations to use it for transformation. So it is also asking us to step into our courage, and embrace our power consciously, as you're saying, and lay the new chapter, the next chapter. Universe has your back, and laying the groundwork for the next chapter of our journey. So it's exciting. Yes, in
I
3D
was,
word,
I
it's
was
not.
I was just thinking September is number 9, which is endings, right?
Ah,
And I was like, oh, I wonder why we didn't get any nines in the readings, but there it is, the 9.
nine.
I was just asking the cast to give us a bit of a summary of, on how to navigate September. And those are beautiful cards in the sense of, yes, we're going to be starting seeing in our own reality, or keep focusing on what you want to bring in, but be discerning. Make sure that you use the tools and resources you have to um, look at the bright side of things while becoming a master of your emotions. Make sure that you do use all the tricks that you have up your sleeve to focus on your brighter future. Okay, and at the same time, the sun represents having fun. And if, especially if things might be heavy this month, make sure that you do take time to have fun. you know um, at the same time, we're being asked, hold back, stay back, take a step back and just observe what's going on, because there's going to be heaps of surprises. And those surprises, while you're watching, they're also there to make sure that you do watch the surprise, because they're all at the end of the day there for you to build on your happy life. Okay, so and
Beautiful.
make choices based on your sovereignty. Make
Mm,
choices based on you become like you as an independent being. Because
mm,
yeah, things will be unstable next month. This month. It's already
yeah.
September. Okay.
It's
For
eclipse
some
season.
reason, there will be some kind of instability. So um, make sure that you let go of it and you make choices based on what's coming from your heart, from you being the independent being that you are. So
Thank
that's it
you.
for
Thank you. That's
September.
a really good summary of the September, really, 2025. It's
Beautiful.
just trusting in yourself and trusting in the universe will, yeah, they have our back. Anyways, that's from me for September. Yeah.
Beautiful. We are good to go now then, guys. If you like any
Thank
private
you.
readings, come and please feel free to reach out. If you want your astrological chart or your family charts done, relationship charts, make sure that you email Anvita directly. All the links will be in the description box below in the YouTube video. And otherwise, we'll see you next month.
See
Bye.
ya.
Bye.
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 Bye.